Welcome to the Vibrant Health Podcast with your hosts, Lydia Shatney and Jessica Espinoza. Lydia is a nutritional therapist and founder of Divine Health from the Inside Out. Jessica is a real food wellness educator and founder of the website, DeliciousObsessions.com. Since this is a health-related podcast, it should be noted that the hosts are not licensed medical professionals. The information and advice provided in this podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or prescribe for any illness or health issue and should not be construed as medical advice. And now, here are the hosts of Vibrant Health Podcast, Lydia Shatney and Jessica Espinoza.
Hi everyone, Jessica here. Quick note about today's episode. We were having some technical difficulties while we were recording, and we have some echoing that has shown up in our final recording here. So if you notice that, we are aware of it. We apologize for the annoyance of it, but the content was good and we still wanted to share it and didn't have time to re-record it. So we are working on trying to get these fixed so you'll have a better quality recording in the future. Thanks for listening. Let us know if you have any questions.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode number 20 of the Vibrant Health Podcast. I am Jessica from DeliciousObsessions.com, and I am here with my co-host, Lydia of Divine Health from the InsideOut.com. And today we have a special guest here. Lydia, do you want to hop in and say hi?
Hey everyone. Today we're really excited to have one of our friends here to talk about all things skincare and how we can reduce our chemical load through our skincare and much, much more. We have Sherry Morris. She's the founder of Honeyberry Naturals, where she handcrafts a wide range of skin, body, and home care products. Both Jessica and I met Sherry through the blog world, actually. And she's been kind of hanging out for a long time, reading our sites, and we've become friends. And she has this new awesome company, and we've both used her products. And I got to say, I really do love them. I use a number of them in my home and don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So we're happy to have her here today, and she happily agreed to stop by and chat and share more about this topic of healthy skincare and her company. Welcome, Sherry.
Thank you very much. It's really great to be with both of you.
We're super excited to have you here. Yeah, I was just thinking recently, whenever I was kind of preparing for this call, I was trying to remember when we actually first met, and I think you were like probably one of my very first readers over at Delicious Obsessions. So you've been reading my site for a long time, and I think we actually formally met, I guess, via email, when you offered to send me some water kefir grains. I think that was the very first time that we had contacted each other, and then, it just kind of became friends after that. So
cool.
So welcome. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you.
Not to say that you're wrong, Jessica, but we met formally via email when you sent me kefir grains for the first time because I wanted to try it, and then later when you had a catastrophe with yours, I sent you tons of what I had because mine were growing so well, but that was like a 2-year difference in time between when you sent me my first one and then you needed some, and so I sent you loads of them back.
Okay, so that's how it went. Your memory is way better than mine. My recall is not very good. I need to up my magnesium, apparently.
Well, obviously, I can help you with that.
You can. And Lydia and I just recorded a magnesium podcast a little earlier. So
awesome.
So anyways, we've known each other for a long time. Grew to know one another over kefir grains because how fun is that? And we're excited to have you here to talk about your new business and all of your awesome products.
I appreciate the opportunity to do it.
Cool. Well, do you want to talk a little bit about toxic skincare and home care and why we really have to be careful about the products that we use on our skin and even in our home with our cleaning? Because you do more than offer just skincare products. You do have some cleaning products as well. So
I do, and I have been working on these things for most of my life, but really intensely the last 5 or 6 years because my husband was in Desert Storm and has some real sensitivities now that, because of Desert Storm syndrome. So we've been married 20 years, so I immediately switched to unscented everything, and that helped quite a bit to just not have these wildly strong fragrances. I mean, he couldn't go down the aisle in the grocery store where the cleaners are without having reactions.
Wow.
So that kind of got me started on the cleaning and just products brought into the home, things that I would use on my body in the shower, nothing that smelled too strong, perfumes, that kind of thing. So that kind of kicked off watching out for that. And then I have transitioned, as you move along and you learn more, started learning about the chemicals you maybe don't smell. It's not just that, the smell is what makes you feel that way. You can absorb these things by breathing it in, even if they don't have an odor that you can detect. So I started with, went through a lot of baking soda, went through a lot of vinegar, tried to use as natural a stuff as I could get my hands on. And as I found out, it just, my laundry was dingy. I just wasn't as happy as I could be. So, that's where laundry butter was born. I started looking into how can I get my laundry to not look gray and dingy. I mean, I sound like a TV commercial for Tide or something. But it's like, I don't want the optical brighteners because when my husband was active duty military, you're not allowed to use those on uniform. So I had to switch from those, even in the unscented. So, I tried this, I tried that. So when I started making my own soap, I started thinking, okay, some soaps are just too harsh for your skin. Well, why is that? Well, because they dissolve oil so well that it strips your skin. Well, you don't want to do that because then your skin's very uncomfortable because it's got none of its good stuff left in it. So I thought, okay, what if I made a soap? What's the highest cleansing soap I could make? Well, that's coconut oil. You saponify the coconut oil. And for your body, it can make a very nice soap, but you have to formulate the amount of lye that you use in it to only saponify a certain amount of the coconut oil. And so you've left some oil in there that isn't saponified so that your skin isn't overly cleaned, which means overly dry. So I thought, well, for laundry, my laundry doesn't need any oil left on it. So I started making that soap, and it's like, okay, what else? Well, then you've got the water to consider because everybody's water's different. Every water has different minerals, different pH, different everything in it. So, what's to keep the dirt in the washing machine from getting right back on it? So I researched and found the different, like borax is good, washing soda. So then I found through some of my soaping groups and research, I found a recipe that takes the coconut oil soap that I make and I kind of melt that back down and add borax, natural borax, and washing soda, and it turns into this really thick gel that if you whip it up nice, it turns into laundry butter. So I did my first few test loads, and I was amazed because I don't use fabric softener, haven't for years and years. And it just, that's just the norm of how my clothes are going to feel because I'm not going to use those things. So the first thing I did was when I took the load out of the dryer was how soft they were. I mean, they felt like the old fluffy fabric softener soft. I was amazed. And then I looked at how clean they were. So I started taking my dingy socks and washing, taking a picture of the two of them together and then washing just one in the next load to see how much better or not better they were. Mm-hmm. And I was amazed. Each time I washed them, they were a little cleaner. So I did the laundry stripping. I did a hot soap with everything that could go in hot, with an oxy wash to like really strip out all the old gunk that was left on them. But the real secret here is the coconut oil soap that's in it, I think, is the most effective thing, because your clothes are really dirty from your body oil. And especially if slathering on your body butters and stuff, which, of course, I recommend everybody do. as often as you can. And so the amount of coconut oil soap that goes into the laundry butter really cleans out that oil, and then the borax and the washing soda helps soften your water, which helps the dirt not deposit back onto your fabric, and helps the laundry, the soap, the coconut oil soap in it, to clean better because it softens the water, helps keep the minerals from binding with the dirt, and it's just all way more technical than I really am.
But it works. It's a great explanation. I mean, that's things that I didn't necessarily know about the laundry butter. And I use the laundry butter. I actually just ran out recently, so I need to reorder, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So
I do too. And I use it now for almost all of my household cleaning. I put a dab on my toilet brush, just like putting toothpaste on a toothbrush, just a little dab, and do under the rim with it, and then just work my way down in the bowl. And I've noticed, for some reason, I think just because of how it cleans so well, proteins and stuff, which we won't go any further with that, but it cleans it so well that it makes the toilet bowl slicker somehow, almost. And so I can get like an extra 3 days before I need to clean it again. I normally do them like once a week.
Wow.
And I notice I can go almost 2 weeks before I really notice that I need to clean the toilet. It is wonderful on soap scum. I mean, it just cuts right through it. And I do a lot of bath taking because, I have to test everything. Mm-hmm. So I get a ring around my tub with all like cocoa butter and, stuff that I put in my bath products, and they will leave a little bit of a buildup ring. And I tell you what, just a little dab, and it just cleans the whole tub. And you don't have to scrub.
Awesome.
I've got stainless steel appliances in my kitchen, and even though I don't have little children at home anymore, I have messy fingers all the time. So I've got fingerprints all over my stainless steel all the time. Mm-hmm. And I just use a microfiber cloth and dampen it with just a tiny dab of laundry butter, and it just melts the fingerprints right off of it. I mean, it's an oil, and the laundry butter cuts through that, so it cleans my stove. My stainless steel appliances look brand new. I have scrubbed my floors with it. I put it in my carpet cleaner. It's perfect for that. It's a great little stain remover. Let's see. I think the only thing I have not cleaned with it is my windows, and I'll have to test that one of these days.
So you're making me want to clean my house.
I know. It sounds so easy now. I'm going to have to try this.
I was trying to make you want to come clean my house, but
no. I don't know. Well, we'll see about that one. Well, I use the laundry butter too, and as you know, I have 4 boys, and I love the stuff. It lasts a pretty good while. I mean, even with the boys, because it cleans so well. So
Right.
And
It's just like 1 tablespoon for
I
a
do a
standard
lot.
load of laundry.
Yeah, and I do a lot of laundry, let me tell you. I mean,
bet.
it's insanity. So it's been really great since I started using the laundry butter. It's just a little squirt, and but it's great because here's the thing I think that people want to know, and everything you just shared was amazing. I really felt like, wow, now I have more things to try it with. But I think people, when they first start switching from commercial brands that they're used to, and they're trying to find something, non-toxic that works, it can be a bit of a clumsy process, and it can be expensive.
It can.
So it's nice to find something that really does work. And
Right. It's non-toxic. It's naturally phosphate-free, so you don't have the environmental issues. It's just, and a little goes a long way. You can use a tablespoon for a regular size load, which I don't do regular size ones anyway, because until I have a big old load, I don't even bother doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But large loads, or like you, Lydia, with 4 boys, and some of them are getting to be of an age. Some loads, it's not that they're dirty so much as they just don't smell so great.
Yeah.
And again, that's body oil, and so for loads that are extra smelly or whatever, sports gear type things, I always use double for those loads.
Oh gosh. I've had to use
2
double.
tablespoons.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh gosh.
So even if it isn't a large load, I treat it as one, and it still rinses out well. Doesn't seem to be any buildup on the clothes. Just a little white vinegar in the softener area, and that's even better. They're even softer.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to stock up on that next time I order, and I'm going to keep a tub of it in the bathroom and in the kitchen, and I'm going to start using it to, my stove will sometimes get like a greasy buildup, and even though I use, I use all natural, like, quote-unquote degreasers, but they don't seem to work very well.
Right.
So I'm interested to try it just even on my stove, like on the back parts, where you get some little buildup. Yeah. So, this is great. I mean, that's just one of your products, too. I mean.
Right. Well, just a real quick thing on the extra buildup greasy where it kind of bakes on and it's harder and gummier to get off. I use, I'll take just a little body butter and put a few drops of orange essential oil in it and stir it in and use that, and it just like melts the grease away.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for the extra heavy stuff. I don't bother for normal cleaning, but for the stovetop, after a broth-a-thon or something, and you got all that grease.
Yeah.
Then I put a little orange essential oil in it. Plus, it really smells pretty. But that orange essential oil gives it that little extra, just melts grease.
That's great.
There you go.
Who knew we'd be getting a cleaning lesson today?
I know. I had no idea. This is fantastic.
And I'm glad that nobody can see whether my house is sparkling clean at the moment or not.
I'm sure it is. I've seen pictures of your kitchen before, and you have a beautiful kitchen. So.
Oh, well, thank you. But I only take pictures when it looks good,
Right. Awesome. So we've talked a little bit about, your story and why you got started, and that's, so many people are coming to, greener, cleaner products because they have some sort of maybe health issue or whatever. They're just wanting to clean up their environment. But usually it's triggered by something kind of serious that spurns us to, want to clean up everything. So what kind of tips can you offer for people who are trying to transition away from commercial brands like Lydia was talking about? And I've gone through that too. Like, it can be really expensive to try to find products that actually work well for your needs. So
Yeah.
What are some things that maybe could save people some money or maybe make that transitioning process a little bit smoother?
Boy, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Well, one of the things is I started looking into what about commercial products isn't good for us. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, that's the biggest thing right there, is to find out what it is that's in there, because we all hear, oh, that's not good for you. Well, that's not good for you. And it's like, well, find out why. What are the things in there? Most of the things, especially about like hair, shampoos, and bath products, is they are synthetic detergents for the most part. Mm-hmm. And a lot of what those synthetic detergents are made from, they are finding out what they do after years and years and years of daily use can build up in certain parts of your body or cause certain issues, and maybe not for everybody, but for some. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to take that chance. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to react to this particular ingredient. We don't know everything that's happening when we put this on us. So I started looking for, okay, what's the easiest way to avoid that? Okay, soap. I use soap. So I started learning how to make my own soap, and I use ingredients in my soaps that are food quality, natural things that we're eating. You start with a variety of vegetable oils like olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, safflower, sunflower. I mean, the gig there. And also, I use a lot of tallow and lard in my diet, so that's a fat too. That's saponified. Mm-hmm. So start with food-based ingredients that would go on my body. There's not going to be a problem with that because I put them in my body. I'm going to feel comfortable with that. So mm-hmm. I would say, for someone to replace their synthetic detergents they use on their body with a natural handcrafted soap. Look for mm-hmm. the ingredient list. Now, in the United States, soap makers do not have to list ingredients on soap, as long as you're just saying it's soap for you to clean yourself with. I would never not put ingredients on my soap because I want people to know if they've got a latex allergy, I want them mm-hmm. to be able to see if I put shea butter in my soap before they use it and get a reaction to it.
Right.
I don't know for sure that saponified shea butter is going to make somebody with a latex allergy react or not, but I don't want to find out. I don't want them to find out by surprise on my soap. Mm-hmm. So, but look for, most soap makers will put their ingredients on their soap because they're very proud of what they've made. If they've got something they want to hide, they're probably not a soap maker.
Right.
So, then you can start looking for, but I would start with that. I would start with basic handcrafted, pure, recognizable ingredients in a soap. Mm-hmm. You can also use them in your hair instead of the synthetic hair products. So right. I would start there and just start reading labels on lotions because, a soap, that's only on your body for like a minute and then it's completely washed away. But then you put on something after and it's going to sit on your skin. Well, your skin is the largest organ of your body. Mm-hmm. So, and it is a barrier. It will keep some things out, but a lot also will soak in and get into your system. So start looking for recognizable ingredients in those things. Look at the small crafters and their products. Not the big corporations, but but look for people who make their own handcrafted things and then check them, but do check them out. Always hold us to a standard. And most of us are more than happy if you contact us through our website or on Facebook or something. We're more than happy to discuss anything and answer any questions anybody has.
Right.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
and Sherry has done that for me. She's made me I don't know how many different products, because when she just started, I was trying out, a lot of her stuff, and my son still had his eczema, which we talked about in the podcast recently, and he couldn't use anything without getting a reaction, and so we hashed it out, how to create a soap that might work for him, and so Sherry was really helpful at that time, and was able to get some soaps that he could take to school and use, and so it's kind of like know your farmer, know your soap maker.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's basically how I feel about it. When we were in the military, we were moving every year and a half to 2 years for a while, and as soon as I would know a location, I would look up natural, organic farmers in the area, find out who had grass-fed meat, pastured chickens, eggs, milk, you name it. I had that all locked in before we ever moved to an area. Well, it's kind of the same way with the rest of your products.
Right.
Find out if there's somebody local, or if it's an internet store like mine, no matter where you go, there they are. They ship it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of the same way. Start looking for those handcrafters.
Right.
Small businesses. Plus, it's great for the economy.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I love supporting small businesses. I am one, so why not support another one?
Exactly.
So it's been great, yeah.
Awesome. So you've talked about when you started becoming kind of the do-it-yourselfer. I mean, it really was coming from a need that you were seeing within your family with your husband and his sensitivities as well. So you've been at this for a long time, but why did you decide to go ahead and start your own brand and kind of bring it to a wider audience? That's, definitely something that's not easy to do, and I'm guessing that you probably knew there were people that needed help in this area, and you had great products to provide.
Exactly. Well, the last 3 years or so, I delved in headfirst into aromatherapy and spent most of my time studying that. Again, for my husband, who has a neck condition and was in extreme pain. We don't like to take pharmaceuticals if we could possibly help it, especially for a chronic thing where it's like, what do you do? Just take more and more pain meds? I mean, And so we looked into that, and I started studying for pain and inflammation relief and how I could do that with herbs and essential oils. So I had really been very aromatherapy-centric for the last 3 years while still doing all the natural foods and household products that I could come up with on my own. And I was volunteering to admin a Facebook group for an essential oil company, and they made me a job offer, and I was very excited. I was just getting ready to graduate with my certification as an aromatherapist, and they were going to hire me. And I was pretty excited about it, and then we took our 2-week break and started traveling to visit family over Christmas last year, as I had this offer I was considering. And as we talked on long time on the road, it just dawned on me what I really, really wanted to do is start my own business. I had requests over the years, and in doing my case studies for my aromatherapy certification, I was putting together potions and things for this and that in the aromatherapy and pain and inflammation and different things. And I absolutely loved it, making things specifically for people's needs. And one of the ladies that had ordered some things from me before wanted me to put together Christmas gift packages, make like a gift basket type thing, and the sky was the limit, whatever I wanted to make. So I pulled out all the stops and, made lotions and body butters and lip balms and you name it, and I had a blast all through December getting these things put together for her. And the more I thought about working for someone else versus, hey, you know what, I just pulled this off. People have been ordering specific things from me for years to help them do this or feel this way or whatever. And you know what? That's what I really want to do. And if I'm not going to do it now, when am I going to do it? I'm not getting any younger. So we decided by the time we came back from our Christmas break that we were going to start this company up. And in April, I officially hit the internet with my store and kind of started ramping up. I mean, the minute we were back in town, man, I was studying soap making because I wanted that to be a part of it. And, it's just I've got a knack for that kind of thing. I have always had that knack in the kitchen and, in fact, was working on a cookbook. And now it's all body products all the time. And so that's how we got started.
Awesome. I love it. It's so great.
I know, and I had a lot of support. Mr. Honeyberry is very supportive.
That's nice. I remember when you first started and you were posting all the pictures, and it was like, I got to have some of this soap. And,
I know.
I started buying it right away and buying it for my boyfriend too, and getting it. And I've tried like at least half your stuff. I feel like I've tried so much. I'm just going to quick run through what I've tried because I want people to know, like, you have a lot of awesome products here. Like when I first started using more natural skincare products, years ago it was Origins. Do you remember that company?
Mm-hmm.
And they aren't even that great, So then I came into the real food world and I started using the Tropical Traditions stuff, which is great, but I can't always afford it. So then you came in and I was like, I got to try all this stuff. So I've tried numerous of your soaps, love them. They are very moisturizing. I love the Fifi Berry. I really like that one.
I know, that's a favorite of mine too.
It's so robust in its scent, and it's pretty, and it makes the bathroom smell good, and
yep,
I have all these boys, and I love that it's pink, I'm like, hey guys, here's some pink soap. And and I tried the No Poo Horsetail shampoo bar. Love it. The nice thing about shampoo bars, I feel, is they last a little longer,
Oh, they do. Mine lasts forever. I only wash twice a week.
It's nice. So I tried a lot of your body butters and everything, lip balms, but that laundry butter is awesome. I use that too. And so I got to say, I mean, I've tried a lot of things. I've never been disappointed. I mean, we tried to work on that magnesium soap, and it was good, but it had a little bit of we had to just know like how it was going to be different, right?
Right. Yep, I'm still working on that, by the way. I still, when I have things caught up, which I pretend they're caught up anyway. I'll try another small batch, but I'm gonna get that. I
can't wait.
They're not bad, but they aren't.
No, they're not. Right.
Which is why nobody's been able to buy them on my website, because I haven't released them for sale, just the tester ones to you.
But you also have the magnesium body butter, which I'm so excited about this because I'm trying to get everyone to get enough magnesium, and it's hard to do, especially with kids. I find it can be tricky. So I've been using the magnesium body butter on the boys' feet before bed, and it's nice because they're like, oh, they lay there. They're like, oh, they're getting a little rub down. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm getting magnesium into them.
Right.
So I've been loving that too, and it's just great. You're very well rounded with everything you have on here. So definitely encourage people to check out your site, and your prices are really reasonable. I mean, and
well,
I'm not.
I want to be reasonable. I can't afford to do it for free,
Right.
but I want it to be a good value. I've been a consumer all these years, and I don't want to make it so that people can't get these. I really want to help, and make a living at the same time. I think we all feel that way.
Right.
So, I try to make sure I do cost analysis on everything I do. I'm constantly looking for, can I get these ingredients at a better price? And then my price will reflect that. So, I do try to stay reasonable.
Yep. Oh, I definitely think so.
For handcrafted products, your prices are exceptional. I mean, I was trying to remember the laundry butter. I was trying to remember how many loads I got out of that, but it was a lot just from the one. I think it's a 1 quart. Is it a 1 quart bag or?
Yes. It's 1 quart.
I'm gonna have to actually test it. Like I've been better about putting the dates on things when I start using it, just out of curiosity, so that I can see how long it really lasts me. But your prices, I mean, for the 1 quart, it's $8. I mean, your prices are fantastic. So,
and that if you use 1 tablespoon per load, that would be 64 loads out of 1 quart.
Okay, wow.
So there's 64 tablespoons in a quart of laundry butter. So that should give you an indication. And if you only do large loads, which I only do large loads, that's 32 loads of laundry out of each quart, and I do 2 large loads a week. So I get a good bit of use out of a quart of laundry butter. Of course, mine never just there. It travels all over the house with me.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to order 1 for the kitchen, 1 for the bathroom, and then a couple for the laundry room.
Right. And if you buy it in the bulk, which it's only $6 a quart.
Okay, great. That's awesome.
Yep, that's what I do. Yeah. Why not, right?
You buy 6 for $36, and it's a nice savings if you're going to use it. You might as well. It's not going to go bad on you. And you will find more things to use. If you've got them sitting around, you will say, oh, I wonder if the laundry butter will get that ink stain out. Yes, it will.
Yeah, I'm thinking about cleaning the walls with it.
It does great on the walls because a lot of the wall issues, again, are body oils.
Dirty fingerprints.
Right. And that's body oil based, and it just melts them away. It's just no scrubbing.
Yeah.
It's just great for the walls. In fact, a friend of mine just repainted her whole condo, and she did a nice DIY project. She took my laundry butter and cut a roll of the heavy-duty paper towels in half and mixed the laundry butter with water and soaked the paper towels in it. And so those were her free paint cleaning towelettes, and it just did a great job.
So great.
It's an awesome idea.
Well, this is such good stuff, especially for people like me who are not the DIYers like you guys are, in part because I just don't have the time. And but I use the products, and I love that they are handmade and very high quality and clean, and that I can talk to you about them if I need to. And so, if you are looking for natural body care products, definitely check out Sherry's site. We both highly recommend her and her product, and
and I always put love into everything I make.
Yes, you sure do.
Absolutely.
Sure do.
Because I do have a blast doing this. I mean, this is what I love doing. So that goes into it too.
Yeah. And that comes out in the products and just in, when you're talking about your company. I mean, you can see when people are creating things that they absolutely love. So that passion just radiates out.
I always love my little sample I get. I never know what it is, but I always am excited to try. I'm like, oh, something else. Yay.
I know. I keep forgetting when I get orders in, I try to get them out as quickly as possible. And sometimes I forget, I will pick something to send along, and a lot of times it's something I'm working on, so I don't have a label created for it yet, and I'll put it in. And it's like people get their stuff, and they're like, okay, what is this thing? It's not something I ordered, but there's a thing in here. And it's like, shoot, I need to type up a little thing and put it on the invoices that go out that says what the little surprise is.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I mean, I've used everything, and so anyway, highly recommend Sherry's new magnesium body butter and her luxury body butter, and you guys got to try the laundry butter. It's really awesome.
Mhm.
It is.
I concur.
And too, if you follow me on Facebook, that's a great way to keep up with. I always announce when something new is going to be on the website, so you don't have to filter through and go, oh wow, I never saw that on the website before. If you follow on Facebook, that's a way to kind of let everybody know, hey, there's this new thing. Or this one that's out of stock you've been wanting is now in stock. I announce everything on the Facebook page. So that's just an easy way to know what's going on the website.
Awesome. Yeah, you've got some new products in the works. It looks like I was looking at your Facebook page earlier, and looks like you've got some fun new stuff. So
lots of new stuff coming.
I'm trying to figure out how I can use more soap.
I know.
I'm like, oh man, I want to try that one. I need to use more soap.
I know, but these soaps, I cure them very well, so they last forever. Sometimes it's like, oh, come on, is this soap never going to get used up? I mean, really.
Good stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. If you have any questions about anything that we talked about, don't hesitate to let us know. If the information that we spoke about today too resonated with you, and you know others or have friends and family that would benefit from it, we would love it if you would share it. And we'd also be really excited if you could leave us a review on iTunes and Stitcher for our podcast. And if you're listening to this on our sites or on YouTube, there'll be links down below where you can leave a review. It's really easy to do. It'll only take a minute or two. And anytime you share our content or you leave us reviews on the podcast, it really helps us reach more people with our message of health and wellness. And we want to say thank you to Sherry for stopping by and talking to us today. I feel like I got a whole lesson in laundry care and house care. All sorts of new stuff to do.
All cleaning all the time.
I know, it's awesome. You can find her at her site, honeyberrynaturals.com, and you can connect with her on Facebook, and I think all of her social media links are on her site as well, and you can send her questions if you've got questions about her products. And I guess if nobody else has anything to chime in with, we will go ahead and just wrap it up.
I have nothing else.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sherry. I'm sure we'll talk again very, very soon, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks, and thank you, too, for having me.